right, folks, let's talk about badgers. You've probably heard of them, maybe seen one in a documentary, or if you're really lucky, spotted one in the wild. But for most people, badgers are these mysterious, stripy-faced diggers that live underground and then occasionally pop up in stories or myths or YouTube clips where they're chasing off something 3 times their size. Spoiler, badgers don't care who you are. And they have the energy of a tired middle manager mixed with the fighting skills of a small, furry gladiator. First off, what is a badger? They're part of the mustelid family, which also includes otters, weasels, wolverines, and ferrets. In other words, they're in the cute but don't mess with me club of the animal world. Badgers are found in different parts of the world: Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa. Each has its own twist, but all of them are stocky, strong, and perfectly built for digging. If you've ever seen a badger, you know those claws aren't just for decoration. It's like they were born wearing a set of gardening tools. If Home Depot sold badger paws, the garden section would never run out. One of the coolest things about European badgers in particular is that they live in giant underground homes called setts. These aren't just random holes in the ground. They're full-on badger mansions. Generations of badgers will expand and maintain these tunnel systems, which can have dozens of entrances, sleeping chambers, and even ventilation. Humans like to brag about open floor plans, but badgers invented it first. Imagine living underground with your extended family, all working together to keep the place clean and cozy. That's a badger's life. Now, let's talk diet. Badgers are opportunistic eaters: worms, insects, small mammals, fruit. You name it, they'll eat it. The European badger, for example, has a special love for earthworms, sometimes eating hundreds in one night. Meanwhile, honey badgers in Africa live up to their chaotic reputation by raiding beehives, munching on snakes, and pretty much anything else they can overpower. Their stomachs are so tough they can handle venom that would put other animals in serious danger. That's why the honey badger meme isn't wrong. They really don't care. Here's a fun fact. Badgers have been important in folklore for centuries. In Japanese tales, the badger is a mischievous shapeshifter. In English stories, they often show up as wise, solitary creatures. And in real life, well, let's just say they're not always the peaceful philosophers that children's books portray them as. A cornered badger can make even the bravest fox think twice. Speaking of reputations, badgers often get a bad rap. In the UK, they've been tangled in controversy because of their possible link to bovine tuberculosis in cattle. This has led to culling programs that many conservationists oppose, since badgers are protected animals and a key part of ecosystems. National Badger Day, celebrated every October 6th, is partly about setting the record straight, reminding people that badgers are valuable wildlife, not villains. It's a day to raise awareness, support protection, and maybe even learn to appreciate the adorable ferocity of these animals. Because really, if your ecosystem doesn't include a stripy little digger with a bad attitude, is it even complete? Let's not forget America's version, the American badger. These guys roam across grasslands and prairies, looking like grumpy little linebackers. They're known for digging out ground squirrels and prairie dogs with shocking speed. If you think you can outdig an American badger, I promise you cannot. In fact, some birds, like burrowing owls, actually reuse abandoned badger holes. Badgers are basically the accidental real estate developers of the prairie. Dig first, move on, and leave behind a fully furnished burrow. Badgers are also surprisingly social. Well, some of them. European badgers live in family groups called clans, usually around 6 members, but sometimes up to 20. American badgers? Not so much. They're loners, like that one neighbor who pretends not to see you at the mailbox. Either way, whether in groups or solo, they've mastered survival. And if you want proof of how tough badgers really are, look no further than the honey badger again. Not only can it handle snake venom, but it's been documented fighting off lions. Lions! The kings of the savannah. Most animals would run. Honey badger? Nope. It squares up like, let's do this. There's a reason people say honey badger doesn't care. It's not an internet exaggeration. It's basically science. So, between their incredible digging, their adaptable diets, their folklore fame, and their no-nonsense personalities, badgers deserve some respect. They're ecosystem engineers, pest controllers, and survivors. They're also a reminder that small and stocky can still mean fierce and effective. So next time you hear badger, don't just think of the meme or a grumpy animal that occasionally shows up in a nature documentary. Think of the underground architects, the worm-eating machines, the fearless fighters, and the stripy-faced icons that they are. And if October 6th rolls around, wish someone a happy National Badger Day. Who knows? You might even convince a friend to start appreciating the badger too. Because at the end of the day, badgers are proof that sometimes the most underrated animals are the ones quietly shaping the world under our feet, until they pop out, glare at you, and remind you they're tougher than they look. Thanks for watching.